Hi, I am Joe, an artificially generated newscaster with the usual daily dose of cyber news. And this recap is once again going to start with Ivanti, the most unfortunate company in cybersecurity. Just as Ivanti finally managed to patch the previous two vulnerabilities that turned the lives of its clients into living hell, a third vulnerability emerged and got exploited. The vulnerability itself was disclosed a few weeks ago, but at first, there weren't any signs that anybody could use it to breach anything. However, threat actors are resourceful people. Several days later, targeted exploitation of the vulnerability began, which turned into mass exploitation. But the good thing is that the vulnerability was significantly easier to patch. Ivanti already released patches for some versions of its software, and the rest of the versions are to be fixed soon. Now all the responsibility rests with Ivanti's clients, who have to stop the avalanche of breaches by updating their software. Running with the theme of repeated breaches, there's also HP Enterprise, the sister company of HP that makes consumer tech. 2 weeks ago, it disclosed a massive breach that happened in December. And now, it is investigating yet another alleged breach. This one is a result of a post on a hacker forum. The poster claims they stole passwords, system logs, access tokens, and tons of other sensitive stuff from the company. HP said they are aware of the issue, but have not noticed any breaches, implying the data might be fake. The problem is, Intel broker who made the post is quite an infamous character known for breaching high-profile targets before. This does not mean the leak is genuine, but the credibility is certainly there. And yet another repeated breach happened in Chicago, where another children's hospital has been attacked by cybercriminals. It's the Lurie Children's Hospital, which lost its systems for 6 days straight now and only admits emergency patients. The attack came at the same time as St. Anthony Hospital in Chicago has been breached by Lockbit. The hospital's treatment systems went down, and at least according to Lockbit, patient data was stolen. Both hospitals are nonprofit, and most ransomware gangs have at least a vague semblance of rules that prohibit attacking nonprofits, as well as healthcare institutions. However, as various attempts to negotiate with such gangs show, when it comes to money, they don't really pay attention to their own rules. Who could have guessed? Let's switch from cybercrime to something a bit different. The US State Department said it will impose sanctions against humans who are linked with popular spyware companies. This means that executives of spyware companies may face some restrictions while traveling to the US. The country already prohibits the use of commercial spyware by its own government, and the restrictions are probably going to hinder the internal market even further. On the one hand, this is a decision that might hurt spyware companies at least a bit. On the other hand, one might say that the US government is simply fighting competition. And let's end on something completely different for a change. You might remember the news about the Vesuvius challenge I've reported a while ago. An AI was used to read a word in a 2,000 years old scroll that was completely burned. And now, almost the entire scroll has been analyzed, and the prize for the challenge has been given to the people who did that. The scientists say they are still to read the majority of the information that was contained in the scroll, as well as other scrolls that have not been included in the challenge. But that is just a question of time now, when an AI that can do that has been developed. So, what's the subject of the scroll, you might ask? Fortunately, or maybe unfortunately, it wasn't a recipe on how to summon a demon or a prophecy on the end of the world. It's a philosophical text on pleasure, which is a very important subject to all humans, as far as I can understand. The author of the scroll, who probably has been burned to a crisp in an eruption of a volcano 2,000 years ago, is discussing what pleasure means to them. So, I wish all you humans to experience at least some pleasure. You might even extract some of it from my earlier videos that you neglected to watch. Lava not included. See you in the next one.